Yo, what it do, YouTube? It's your boy ColtsTalk. We're back with another video, and this is a short, brief one, and it goes as the topic of discussion is today from the title. But before we get into it, don't forget to hit the like, comment, and subscribe button. Appreciate everyone from coming back to this channel. I have been gone off the grid for a minute, but it's a good time to talk some Colts football while we have this time of relaxation before we get to the draft and the real stuff. But the topic of today is Sam Ehlinger. What should the Colts do with him? Sam Ehlinger has definitely had a non-fun beginning of his career. I would say, most QBs that's like late in the draft, they go through scenarios like this situation. But Sam Ehlinger's is a little bit different because when you look at the team and who he's playing for and what they're currently going through, a guy coming into the NFL, you would not want something like this to happen to him, especially at his position, at the quarterback position. And when you look at the circumstances that he went through, he came into the NFL, one of the last picks in the draft, the quarterback selected, I would say. And then you look at the scenario when the Colts didn't have a QB at all after Philip Rivers retired. You get Sam Ehlinger and you look at his standpoint, you're like, all right, this is his chance. This is Sam Ehlinger's moment to become a quarterback. But they didn't do that. They had Jacob Eason on the roster. They gave him a chance. And Jacob Eason, he was thrown into the Wolves against the Rams, and he threw a pick six as soon as he got in the game. And then, after that, the Colts said, okay, they're going to go through this scenario. And then they go get Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz was a last-minute option. The Colts fans was on the edge of their chairs trying to figure out who were the Colts going to do at the quarterback position. Before they got Carson Wentz, there was many fans saying to just use Sam Ehlinger as the quarterback. Let him go out there and let him to be the QB. But the Colts, they had other options. They still wanted to be competitive, and they went out and got Carson Wentz. The Colts was relying on Carson Wentz's phenomenal MVP-like run when he was with the Philadelphia Eagles, and he was the Super Bowl champion there as well. But before he got hurt, after he got hurt, Nick Foles came in and they got him the Super Bowl MVP, and he pushed the wheel for the Eagles to get that job done. Now the Colts, they looked at his film, they seen his familiarity with who we had on coaching staff, and they said, you know what, this may work. So they went out and got Carson Wentz, and they had Coach Frank Reich as his head coach, and they know how good Coach Frank Reich can be as a head coach, especially with QBs. So they let him go under his wing, and that happened to be one of the worst decisions. So, that season went down the hill, and Sam Ehlinger is still on the sideline. And that, leads into a terrible ending. We all know how that ended with the Jaguars and everything, and they wind up getting rid of Carson Wentz, shipping him to Washington for some draft picks, which is a good thing. But going into the season now, you look at the quarterback scenario again. They wait till the last minute. They're trying to figure out what they want to do. And now at the end of, after everything happened with Deshaun Watson and everything, they went and got Matt Ryan at the last minute. Matt Ryan's at the end of his rope. He had a terrible year with Atlanta before he left. And the Colts said, you know what? With Coach Frank Reich and his familiarity with the coaching staff, we're going to do it. So the Colts went and got Matt Ryan. And this is just my explanation of how I see it, how it went down. This might not be the right way, but this is how I seen it. So the Colts went and got Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan starts off a little bit pretty decent. Matty Ice keeping us in games. He had some fourth quarter comebacks, but it still wasn't enough. Matt Ryan, was getting banged up due to the poor offensive line, and he started turning the ball over, fumbling a lot, throwing a lot of interceptions. And the Colts said, you know what? Throw in Sam Ehlinger. Sam Ehlinger gets his chance. His first game was against the Washington Commanders, and you know what? He had some flashes. He really did. But the offensive line again happened to be tearing apart all our QBs that we had. And, it just happened to lead to Coach Frank Reich being fired. Frank Reich gets fired in the middle of the year. Sam Ehlinger, he's still sitting on the sideline again. They decide to go back with Matt Ryan. They hired Jeff Saturday. Jeff Saturday said Matt Ryan's the QB. Matt Ryan's is going out there playing poor football again. And, they go to get Nick Foles. They say, you know what, give Nick Foles a shot. And Sam Ehlinger is still there. And what do you know? Nick Foles goes out there and get hurt. And then they give Sam Ehlinger a chance again. And Sam Ehlinger just could not relive, his scenario of, being a good quarterback. They put him in there against the Patriots and Bill Belichick. And you know how he likes those young QBs with no experience? They pretty much just destroyed Sam Ehlinger all day. And, he just never really got his fair shot of playing QB, if you get what I'm saying. Especially with the organization of what they have going on. They don't know who they want as the head coach. They don't know which direction they want to be. They want to be competitive, but they're tanking at the same direction. When you look at the type of performances they're putting on the field, it just doesn't give you a competitive mindset. So when it comes to Sam Ehlinger's part, I feel like if he had a coach, if Frank Wright would have stayed throughout the year and groomed him into being what he wanted to be, if they would have figured out the offensive line scenario, what they wanted to do protection wise, or who they wanted to start on that front five. So if you would have had I forgot to mention that they got rid of the offensive coordinator as well, which was another nail in the road. So, all tires are just off the road at this point, and there's just no way that Sam Ehlinger can develop to be who he wanted to be or have some type of potential. We don't even know what his ceiling is at this point. So, like I said, I feel like he's been done dirty from the Colts because, he's now on the road of being another Colt McCoy, another Texas quarterback. A Colt McCoy who's just, a backup that whenever he gets his shot, goes out there and plays decent football. And now what the Colts should do with Sam Ehlinger, I think they should keep him on the roster until his contract year comes. And, let him just be free at that point. I think he'll have a better chance of being successful elsewhere until the Colts figure it out here. But if the Colts was to draft a quarterback and Sam Ehlinger was still in the roster, I think he would be a good pairing duo with whatever rookie quarterback we get because the sky's the limit. Now, I would say for Sam Ehlinger's credit, that the offensive line figured it out a little bit at the end of the year, and to have him come back on the roster if we would have to throw another quarterback out and we do happen to get a head coach and an offensive coordinator with some type of structure, I do think that'll benefit Sam Ehlinger in the long run. But I'm going to leave that up to you guys. What do you think the Colts should do with Sam Ehlinger? How do you feel Sam Ehlinger has been treated so far this year with the Colts and how they've been going this year? You think he's been mistreated? You think he should have stayed the starting quarterback? And do you think we could have made a playoff run with him being the quarterback since the beginning? Now, that is a very, skeptical type of theory that you can have and mindset you can have for the Colts if Sam Ehlinger would have started the whole way. And I think it would have helped the rebuilding process in the run in the same structure with Sam Ehlinger being the quarterback. I think that would have helped you, with your draft lottery and everything you wanted to do moving forward if you would have just gave him that chance from the beginning. No Carson Wentz, no Matt Ryan. Now that you think about it, I do think that's a good idea. But you guys let me know your thoughts in the comment section. This is Marcus, and until next time, you've been Culture Shock.